Good morning, Facebook. It's Katie Myers. I'm the CEO of CR Conversations, and today is my favorite day of the week, which is Talk It Out Tuesday. So today I am here to ask you something. What's your problem? Okay, I want to know what is the problem that is keeping you from driving results through strategic communication. So one of the number one problems that I hear is the fear around being salesy, right? Nobody wants to be slimy or grubby or boastful or say any of the things that we could possibly be perceived as being salesy. So I want to talk to you about what that really means and how to avoid it so that you can confidently go out there with some serious swagger and be able to share what you need to share so that your clients can find you and be attracted to you and become lifelong customers of yours. So the first thing I want to identify is what is truly the fear around sales. So I've had many clients come to me with this same problem, and they have a fear around being noisy. They may not think that what they have to say is valid, or that it just isn't, they don't know what to say that isn't coming across as self-serving. Many of us have fear around putting ourselves out there and being very vulnerable in kind of a sales position and making assumptions that the other person wants what we have. Okay, so first thing I want to tell you is that you can't get clients if you don't tell them how you can serve them. I know that that may sound like a duh statement, but please know that you really can't. Good morning, Holly. You can't serve people if you don't tell them about what you do. So some ways to avoid being salesy is always lead with the intention that you have a solution to a problem. And if you will help guide people identify what those problems are, then you can be able to serve them better. It always starts with inner self-confidence. Always. You have to recognize that you are here to serve a purpose, and you have something that is beautiful and powerful and impactful. But if you keep that all bottled up inside to yourself because you're afraid of telling people and you might come across as if you're selling, then you're doing the greatest disservice of all because you are not sharing your solution with the world. So I want to tell you about kind of an analogy, right? We've all heard about don't give away the farm. Well, sometimes when we get in that sales position and we do get the opportunity to start telling people about what we do, sometimes we tend to think that we need to give them everything. We need to tell them, give them a lot of advice, especially as coaches and consultants. But here's the deal. You really do not have to give away the farm. Eventually, they'll have the whole farm. But I want to give you kind of a different metaphor for this. I was working with a client yesterday, and we were talking about food and how food is relevant in business. So think about it this way. When you very first start off communicating your message, which is sales, right? When you're first having that conversation, you want to just give them the appetizer of what you do. Just bite-sized pieces, give them a little bit of a taste so that they understand, okay, if I like this, right? If I like the food, I might order something else off of the menu. So this is an opportunity now for you to provide them perhaps a brunch. Okay, so it's combination of lunch and breakfast. And so just a quick little recap, we were talking about being able to kind of compartmentalize and have some different options for sharing your voice, sharing your sales with people. So you start off by giving them that little yummy appetizer, right? So this is your message at a networking event. This could be when you are doing a video like this. It's just a tiny little taste into what you do. So then you serve them brunch. So you give them maybe a webinar. You give them more of a cohesive part of your program or the way that you serve, a little bit more kind of a 30,000 foot view of all of the ways that you can help. Always lead with what the problem is first and then be able to provide solutions. Okay, so then the third step is to give them the buffet. Let them pick all of the different options that it looks like to work with you. You want to be able to give them a whole bunch of different things to try, right? So if you have kind of like the DIY option, or you have working with you one-on-one or in a group. Now, we can talk all day long about programming, and that is from my expert growth strategist and program builder, Kimberly Alexander. But I want you to think about it in the sales process. So sales is just a conversation, you guys. It's just a conversation. It's not scary. And you cannot help the people that need you if you do not tell them about it. So just think about it in these layers, right? So think about, okay, how can I position what the problem is that I solve? So when I'm networking, on a video or in some introductory level, right? The appetizer. And then how then can I share more information? How can I invite people in to be able to understand a little bit more of what I do and how I can serve, while also giving them some results to walk away with? So that's your brunch. And then invite them to the buffet. Give them the different options as to how you're supposed to be able to work with them. People like options, but they also need direction. You've also heard me say a lot, it's impossible to follow if you don't know how to lead. So just remember that. You have everything you need in order to get out there and serve the people that need you. Just remember that that's what sales is truly about. Yes, it's about, getting revenue and all of that, but that's what we're in business to do. We do need to survive, right? But most importantly, as those mean guys and girls are creeping up in your head and they're telling you that you don't have anything to say, you don't have anything worthwhile, you're coming across salesy, nobody wants what you do, tell them to shut it. And just remember that if you don't tell people how you can help, they will go on being unserved, okay? So you have the power to do that. So I want to close up this live Talk It Out Tuesday about is my brunch option and giving you the opportunity to come on in for a quickie session. So the quickie I am launching as a virtual series. I do them one-on-one in person if that's something that you're more interested in. But I do have a live series that is going to be via Zoom, virtual webinar chat. And then we will be able to kind of go through the steps of being a salesperson, defining your sales process and your messaging, as well as having the proven 8-touch follow-up strategy to get in there. Yes, who doesn't love brunch? I mean, right? So that's all I have for you today on Talk It Out Tuesday, take 2. So blend the 2 videos together. Hopefully I can do some fun editing and be able to put them all into one. But I thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And thank you for watching Talk It Out Tuesday. I will see you next week. Have a great one. Bye-bye.